2 of OTAs is in the books here at St. Thomas Sports Park. I'm Amie Wells, joined by Mike, Keith, and Jim Wyatt. Guys, I want to talk to you both about the quarterback situation we have right now. Matt Cassel injured. How is that going to impact things going forward throughout the last week of OTAs? Mike, I'll start with you.
What's really interesting is that Mike Mularkey said that he would not alter the practice plan, that he's confident in the team periods with Alex Tanney still running everything. And that goes to the point about Tanney's competence in the huddle, in the meeting room. That's certainly a good sign for him going forward because let's face it, he's always going to be in a battle as that third quarterback to make the team, not necessarily against anybody else, but just making sure that the ball club wants to keep three quarterbacks, which in today's NFL world is considered a luxury by some teams.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think what's interesting with Tanney is I talked to him this week about areas he needs to improve, what he's working on this offseason. It's not footwork, it's not deep ball, it's not accuracy, it's more cleaning up mistakes. And what this is going to allow him to do is to have an opportunity to get more reps, clean up some of those mistakes, and be in a good position for himself at the start of training camp. Obviously, everybody wants to see more of Marcus Mariota. That's coming, but this will give Alex Tanney a good chance.
Well, you wonder with the thumb how much Matt Cassel will actually play in the preseason now, too. Will they pace him? You didn't think Mariota would play a lot anyway. And so now if Cassel is limited, that could be even more in-game opportunities for Tanney against the Jets and the Panthers and the Bears and the Chiefs, which for, the third-string quarterback is a huge opportunity.
Jim, when we talk about Titans wide receivers, everybody wants to know about Corey Davis. What can we expect to see out of him in the third week of OTAs? Anything yet?
I think we'll see a little bit more. They've been on a schedule with him not to let him do too much too soon. I think the handcuffs are going to start to come off a little bit more. I have to say, when people ask me about the rookie receivers, I always start with Taywan Taylor because he is the one who's really made the most immediate impact, at least out here on the field. He's got to be thanking his lucky stars that he ends up in a place like this where he feels an immediate need and can play early. I think he's going to have an impact this fall. Corey Davis is too. I just have not seen as much of him yet, but I think we're going to in the very near future.
Mike, another rookie who's gotten a lot of attention is Jonnu Smith. What have you seen out of that tight end group? I know that's an interesting position to watch.
It's a very interesting group to watch. Coach Mularkey was asked about it this week in terms of Craig Stevens' retirement and the departure of Anthony Fasano. How does this group all fit together? On paper, you're thinking they keep 4 tight ends due to the fact that this team runs so much 3 tight end. Well, Delaney Walker's here. Philip Supernaw has become a steadying force, re-signed in the offseason. That's a big deal. Jonnu Smith's arrival and his impact certainly factors in. So who's the 4th? Is it Amara? Is it Cunningham? Is it somebody else? How do they factor in? Going to be one of the things that we're going to watch in the last week of OTAs, the continuing reps for the tight ends down the line into the mini camps. And I think that's going to be one of the early storylines in training camp is who separates themselves trying to make a move in that tight end group, because I think it's pretty obvious Jonnu Smith's going to be part of it.
I think another storyline that people are going to be talking about is the running backs. DeMarco Murray, Derrick Henry. What have you seen out of that group of guys, and what improvement maybe have you seen?
Well, I think DeMarco Murray looks like the same guy. I know Mike mentioned it after the first round of OTAs. Looks like the same guy he was in September and October before he had the flare-up with the toe. Looks like he's healthy. Looks like he's running the ball extremely well. Derrick Henry has looked good himself. I thought he's had a really good week of OTAs. I'm curious myself just to see how that distribution of carries go because it's the most asked question that I get, I have to say.
All right, a lot of talk about offense, but we have to talk about defense too. Mike, I know you've been watching the cornerbacks a lot. What have you noticed out of that group of guys?
Logan Ryan, the free agent from New England, has jumped out right away, certainly taking all the first-team reps. His opposite number for the most part has been LaShawn Sims, the second-year cornerback out of Southern Utah. And now we're starting to see Adoree Jackson. So how does that rotation go moving forward? Does Adoree Jackson start to get first-team reps? Do they use all 3 of those players together? Something that I want to watch in the final week of OTAs and certainly in the minicamp. How do they sort of give out those reps? I think LaShawn Sims is going to be part of the equation in one way or the other.
All right, there's a lot to talk about going into the final week of OTAs and then mini camp as we wrap up the off-season program right here at St. Thomas Sports Park.